well, this is a message to all the Pacific nations in the North Pacific, namely Japan, namely Korea, namely all the islands that go out to Guam, back to Hawaii, and all the nations that have been greatly affected by the earthquakes, such as New Zealand and all these other nations around Australia. I'm talking about Indonesia and the Philippines and all these islands. The Lord's wrath is ready to be poured out on you, on that area of the earth, because you're actually trading young infant children. You're killing innocent children in the womb, and you're putting them on a menu. Okay, you're actually selling them on the streets. Okay, of these towns and cities that I just mentioned. Beijing, I think, is another place. All these other cities, even parts of coastland China, are going to be completely destroyed by the Lord. Now, most of these nations, most of these island nations, have not really heard the full gospel. South Korea is a nation with many Christians in them. They're being greatly oppressed. Obviously New Zealand. Now New Zealand has actually been harbouring the RFID chip production. In case you're wondering why that cities like Christchurch and all these different cities are turning to rubble, that's because the New Zealand government are underwriting the mark of the beast that's actually being produced from New Zealand, and will be sent primarily to the United States and basically all the nations around the world. That's why initially God has been shaking that nation up. But you will see a complete annihilation of the North Pacific Islands and coastal lands of China, going up all the way around Russia and all the way back down to the islands called Indonesia and the Philippines are going to be completely destroyed by the Lord, because you're actually making human beings a product now. That's the primary reason that the Lord is going to judge you, because you've now become cannibals, because you've now become subhuman, because you've now set up these leaders have been set up, and basically they've brought the cup of wrath full on nations like North Korea. North Korea is going to be completely destroyed. These places are soon going to be completely destroyed, because it says that anyone who has intention to destroy, anyone who carries the sword shall be destroyed by the sword. That's the law that Jesus Christ gave. And if you want to argue with Jesus Christ, who is the Son of God, who is your only chance at salvation in this life, you've certainly rejected him. You'll reject his words, and your nation is now being rejected by the Lord and will be destroyed by the Lord. Okay, so please, it's a message to these all these nations around this area, even the coastal cities of Australia, who basically are having quite a hand just now in New World Order activities, using technology such as HAARP in inland Australia. In the Antarctic, it seems that Australia is actively involved in destroying a lot of beef farming, a lot of crops. They're not helping when all these basically famines and plagues come upon the farmers. The government is not really doing that much, and are obviously trying to sow their genetically modified seed crops into the land of Australia. So the Lord has got a contention with the land of Australia as well, because it seems there's some very, very suspect characters within the Australian government today that should seriously be questioned by the Australian population. So what you've got there is a complete message to the Oceania nations around the North Pacific. May the Lord bless you, and thanks for listening.